This week, wiener dogs,
frozen mummies,
and a close encounter of the second kind.
This is the front page. Welcome to the front page show that brings you the top content of the week from the social news website reddit.com. I'm Tyler Slayton.
And I'm Neil Figuracion.
What's up?
Movies.
I want to talk about something that I don't think we've talked about on the show yet.
Probably not.
We have not talked about Star Wars.
Is there something to talk about?
There's everything to talk about. We should we could turn this into a Star Wars show for all I care. It's amazing that we have not gotten to the point where we talked about Star Wars. It's a little weird.
Well,
almost like we're avoiding the issue, which we weren't.
I am.
Oh yes, you are purposely avoiding.
Well, I mean, first of all, I generally avoid spoilers for big ticket movies.
Sure.
But also, like, I just gave up on Star Wars, like, during the prequel period.
It's coming back. You will be redeemed, man. It's not. I know. We all got burned, man. It's everything.
I didn't even see the third one.
You didn't see the third one?
No.
It's the best one.
I know, but that doesn't matter.
It's worth seeing. It's worth seeing for sure. Especially if you had to sit through episode 1, you should sit through episode 3.
No, because I feel like I have to watch awful things to make that sense.
Really, the third one, I haven't seen it in a while, but the only thing that's really bad is Hayden Christensen. The only thing that's really bad is the main character.
Well, you know, I can watch a movie
and also,
I don't care about anybody.
I know you avoid spoilers, but the marketing campaign for this new movie, I don't know if everyone's aware, there's a new Star Wars coming out. The marketing campaign has been masterful. Like, they've only released 3 trailers. All this year, I think. Maybe one was late last year. And they just released this week the last trailer for it. Like, this is it, and now it's just going out in theaters. I know nothing about the plot.
I just want to know the date.
December 18th.
All right. I think I'll have movie time then. I'm really sad. I'm really bummed.
You're not going to go see it.
I'll probably see it.
No, do you have tickets?
I don't know.
You're not going to see it that weekend.
Doesn't matter.
No, I'm serious.
I didn't say I was going to see it that weekend. I'm not that excited.
How could you not be excited?
I am really bummed that I didn't see Diary of a Teenage Girl in theaters, because it was like in theaters for a blip, and it just missed my radar. I've been waiting for that movie for 2 years.
What is this?
Diary of a Teenage Girl.
How many Wookiees are in it?
None.
Oh, it's got.
They're hairy people because it takes place in San Francisco in the 70s. So that's like Wookiees.
Okay.
Diary of a Teenage Girl is based on Phoebe Gleckner's incredible, like, semi-autobiographical book.
Okay.
And it stars Kristen Wiig and some other people. I forget who else. I think there's a Skarsgård in there.
It's one of the Skarsgårds.
Maybe.
Okay.
But it's, like, apparently a great movie based on a book I've been reading, like, many, many times over the last decade. And I'm bummed that I missed it.
I have some good news. Unlike Star Wars, I don't think that one's going to lose anything if you watch it at home. I don't think the epic space battles that are in...
I am mad.
Okay.
Okay.
Clearly you couldn't have cared about it that much if you missed it.
Well, no, I just turned my movie radar off for a while, and I'm like the only person I knew who cared.
Well, that's the other nice thing about Star Wars is you can't avoid it even if you try.
I know.
But I'm super excited, and I think this whole marketing thing they've done for it is incredible. Little much with the merchandise, but I mean that's always been the case with Star Wars. There's merchandise.
Oh yeah, I've seen some lightsabers.
Oh, throw a rock, you'll hit a BB-8 ornament or something.
Okay, let's throw rocks.
Let's throw rocks.
Instead,
let's get into our first story.
Sure.
We'll stick with the movies theme. This is submitted to the subreddit Movies by I did not intend to do this, by Rise Darth Vader. This is shots from Furious 7 that used a VFX Paul Walker.
Furious 7.
These are the 7th in the Fast and the Furious
I haven't seen
franchise,
any of them.
which is a really hard thing to say. Lots of Fs. You've never seen any of them?
Mm-mm.
I've seen one, and whichever the first one The Rock was in, which I think was 5.
People seem to find them super entertaining.
People love them in some ironic, a genuine way. And I get it. Like, if it hits you if you're part of a certain age group, it'll hit you, because it's been going for, like...
More than 10 years.
Well more than... Because I'm trying to think. The first one came out when I was in high school. So a long time. Let's not talk about
Like dinosaurs.
it. Yes, exactly.
He's a baby.
All right. So it explains, like, so there's all these shots. Every single one of these, Paul Walker is not there.
Now, to be clear, Paul Walker is the actor who passed away.
Yes, Paul Walker died during production of this movie. And it's crazy. It goes on. There's a Variety article that was linked to this saying that the most difficult scenes were not the spectacular stunt sequences, but the subtler close-ups of Walker, which required effects that have never been done before. I thought this was kind of cool. Universal and the filmmakers avoided questions about the post-production stuff in order to honor the memory of Paul Walker. They didn't want to distract from, his performance, which I thought was very cool. But now that that's out, I think it's out on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. Mm-hmm. They've been kind of going into it. And I guess after Paul Walker died, they brought in Weta, who very famously, they're, the champions of special effects ever since, like, Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
And so I guess in their previous work, they usually do motion capture stuff, but they didn't have any source material for Paul Walker because, they had no idea he wasn't going to be there. So the team went through old footage, building a reference library of Paul Walker by using outtakes from Furious 7 and previous films in the franchise. But those moments had been filmed in one lighting environment, and the Weta team essentially had to relight his performance digitally for each new scene.
Lighting is crucial.
Well, that, and then so that was just to build a 3D, basically just a puppet. Yeah. In order to animate that puppet, what they did was they scanned Paul Walker's two brothers, Cody and Caleb, as well as actor John Brotherton, who was working on the film and had a very similar look to Paul Walker. And then those people in the scene tried to perform as Paul Walker, like picking up his mannerisms, which a lot of direction from the director, who's it's John? I don't know. So Weta essentially motion captured those three guys and put them back together as one completely digital character.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it looks, I mean, I haven't seen the movie, like we said, but like from these stills, like you would have no idea.
I wouldn't think it. Well, one of those.
Yeah, but if you weren't looking for it, like if I didn't tell you. And the cool little button on this story is, I guess the interviewer asked, could this have been accomplished 5 years ago? And the Weta Digital Senior VFX Supervisor said, no, it was barely possible last year when we did it.
That sounds about right.
So that's, I mean, I'm wondering if this has to get nominated for an Oscar, I assume. I mean,
like in terms of effects?
Oh no, I meant best score. Yeah, but it's a thing that's totally accidental, and not only that, like Universal has to go. I mean, unfortunately, Universal is a business and has to go. How much is going to cost to either reshoot the whole movie or write around it or build a digital Paul Walker, and they kind of have to compare those numbers, and they went ahead with it, and apparently it was the movie made like $1 billion.
So if I were to watch any of these Fast and Furious-y movies, would I have to start at the beginning?
I don't think so. I had, like I said, I watched one like back when it came out, and then like the next two like don't even have a lot of the same people in it. They did like they
like
might as
Tokyo
well.
Drift was one of them. Right?
Yeah, it has nothing to do with anything. But I don't know.
There's a lot of drifting in it.
I watched and enjoyed 5. It was 5 was the first one with The Rock, and that's the reason I watched it, because The Rock is the best.
Okay.
I don't want to hear you define me there. He's an American treasure. He's a Samoan treasure also.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. It sort of makes me want to watch this movie, because that all seems to. And I hope there's a behind the scenes thing. Also, speaking of Weta and behind the scenes, if you ever watch the behind the scenes stuff of Lord of the Rings, it's like one of the greatest filmmaking documentaries of all time.
I still never finished that.
You should check it out. But we need to move on.
Okay.
We're going to move on to another one of our favorites. Shows up every show, I think. Today I learned. Submitted by Dr. Ouija. This is funny. Today I learned in a 1980s Nike commercial, a Kenyan tribesman's words were translated as "just do it." However, American anthropologist Lee Kronk alerted Nike that the Kenyan really said, "I don't want these. Give me big shoes." So apparently there was a commercial in the late '80s for Nike where a Samburu Moran, Moran, which Samburu is the tribe in Kenya. A Moran is like a warrior. Mm-hmm. Words were translated into English as Nike's slogan, "Just do it." And this guy, Lee Kronk, excuse me, who's an anthropologist, came in and translated and says, like, no, that's not what he said. He said, "I don't want these. Give me big shoes." Which, I don't know. I guess maybe it was for running shoes? Because Nike's... I guess they weren't Jordans. They must not have been big shoes.
Are Jordans big on everyone?
Jordans are a bigger shoe. I don't know. He must have been familiar with Jordans. Maybe not. I don't know. But this is the best part.
Or maybe he just had bigger feet than what they gave him.
I don't know if sizing was an issue. I think he was just like, I have to run from lions, dude. Like, I need bigger shoes. I can't just...
Doesn't he run barefoot or whatever?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole Wikipedia article. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I only have so much time for research for this show. I've spent way more time reading about Paul Walker than I did about...
What's that thing about Pepsi bringing your ancestors back from the dead?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, no, it was the Chinese...
You're talking about the time travel
Pepsi
thing?
Campaign. No, there's a Chinese Pepsi campaign where they translated the slogan, which was "Pepsi brings you life."
And
it translated to "Pepsi brings your ancestors back from the dead." So I feel like, yeah, translations.
I mean,
got to be careful with.
To be honest, Pepsi probably got a small spike of sales in China just before word got out.
People were highly offended.
As they should be. Well, and also Nike responded to Lee Kronk, which is a great name, Lee Kronk. Nike explained their error, admitting to having improvised the dialogue, and stated, "We thought nobody in America would know what he would say." So Nike basically went, "We assumed you would all be ignorant of this thing. Who would speak? I don't even know if they speak Kenyan. What So yeah, I thought that was kind of funny.
That's just ignorant.
It is. It's ignorance. It's not. Is it offensive?
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of completely spun a guy's words. Like
they basically assume that no one knows and therefore it doesn't matter.
I guess if someone put subtitles on this show in Kenya and made us say a bunch of stuff that we didn't, like turned us into puppets.
We are puppets.
We are puppets, but I didn't have any. I started that sentence before. Yeah, just do the puppet dance and then we'll move on to the next story. Next story. Submitted to the subreddit Pics by Cougar09.
Ooh.
Istanbul locals saved tourist car from falling into the sea by sitting on the hood until assistance arrived. Look at this. Look at these lovely people.
I'd be like, get off my car, but wait a second, stay on my car.
Yeah. And they'd be like, oh, okay. I don't know how this must have been some sort of ferry situation, like it pulled away, but...
I mean, it looks like it busted through the chain.
Oh, like it rolled away? Maybe.
Yeah.
They didn't put the e-brake on or something?
Yeah.
That actually could be true, yeah.
I mean, I wonder how quickly they would have had to jump on that car and just leave it there.
I'm also wondering, do you think it's... Because it says tourist. Do you think it's a rental?
Very likely.
That would suck. Like, you come out of the wherever you are and you see this, like... It's like, well, I'm broke now because I owe you all beers. Like, this is... You guys did me a huge solid, and now drinks are on me. But yeah, thanks to some...
Yeah, that's a kindness.
Yeah, some quick-thinking people, because if that happened in America, everyone would be fumbling for their cell phones. Just be like, everyone watch the...
Well, I mean, there was a picture.
There was a picture, but it's taken after they saved the car. It would have just been like...
Oh, you mean like people would have been on their cell phones as the car drifted off into...
If this happened in America, the story would be watch car fall into lake. Like it would not be tourists do nice thing or Istanbul natives do something.
I mean, soon enough we'll be at the point where this car would be like dibs. Someone would just dig out a space.
Wait, what?
Because it's not snowing yet. But when it snows...
What?
People will... Dibs for parking spaces?
No, I got it.
I don't know.
Dude, we broadcast this all over the world. They're not going to get that it's starting to get chilly in Chicago.
I'm just saying.
But way to keep it regional. We're trying to be relatable. We're doing international stories here. We've gone from Kenya to Istanbul.
Everyone needs
to
dibs.
Fast and the Furious, wherever that happens.
Sometimes in Tokyo.
Sometimes in Tokyo. Sometimes there's a whole, I guess in the new one, there's a whole sequence in Dubai. We don't need to get into it.
A high-tech place.
Yes. Moving on. Submit a subreddit. We don't do this one often enough. This is a subreddit. One of my favorites is Mildly Interesting.
Mildly.
It's mildly interesting, which we're going to try and make more than mildly interesting.
We'll see. The test is in the taste.
This was submitted by Spinnaker989. The first ingredient in this hot sauce is a different company's hot sauce. And sure enough, you look at the label on this bottle, very first ingredient is Frank's hot sauce.
Wow.
Did you know you could do this?
I did not. I am a giant hot sauce fan, though, so I'm curious what this hot sauce is.
Well, it can't be very good if they started with, like, ingredient one, a better hot sauce. And then we add stuff to it.
Well, I mean, look at all the stuff they add. They put allspice berries in it.
I guess,
cinnamon and nutmeg and thyme and xanthan gum.
I get, okay, but if I said that I made a movie, and I was like, here's this movie, and you watched it, and it started and it was just Star Wars for like an hour, and then it was just, I added some stuff in at the end.
That's what Lucas did.
Now I think of it, yeah, Lucas did it.
That's exactly
That's
what
a terrible
Lucas did.
example. He did it to his own movie, though. Okay, if I showed you Casablanca, and then at the end it was just me just doing this or something.
They add a lot of
that's the
things.
culinary equivalent of doing this. It's just like,
Things they add.
it says it's seasoning mix, which makes me think that they didn't even make that mix.
But no one put those two ingredients together, hot sauce and mix.
I'd be angry if I was Frank's Red Hot, because it's just like, you took my hot sauce and added xanthan gum to it? Like, our product no longer has integrity in your hands.
I'm pretty sure... Well,
Wait a minute.
no.
Hey, Frank's,
I'm looking at Frank's hot sauce
Frank's
ingredients.
could sponsor the show.
I mean, there's not even ultra hot like pepper in there, so like I'm not that concerned.
Yeah.
They don't have Moruga scorpions or ghost peppers or any of those fun stuff.
Technically only has 4 ingredients. It's the hot sauce, it's canola oil, seasoning mix, which I don't think they made themselves, water, and xanthan gum.
I feel like
That's 5.
have
I don't know.
Frank's hot sauce. I feel like has more ingredients than that.
I think Frank's hot sauce is some natural stuff. Once you put like aged cayenne red peppers, I don't think you need to add a lot of preservatives. Microbes don't want to mess with hot sauce. Like, it's pretty bulletproof.
That's why I have it.
Exactly. It keeps you healthy.
Hot sauce on my ice cream. It's delicious.
All right, I'll take your word for it. We can move on. This might be my favorite story.
Someone find me a bottle of this hot sauce and we will test it out.
Oh, that'd be fun. We can do that on the show.
Yeah. Frank's versus whatever this sauce is.
Yeah, Frank's versus...
I can't see. There's a C on the logo.
It'd be awesome if it was just called, like, Frank's Plus. All right, moving on. Moving on to the subreddit.
Made by Gail.
Who's Gail?
I don't know. I just made up a name.
Well, she plagiarized her hot sauce. That's all I'm saying. All right, moving on to the subreddit Funny. This is submitted by Beat111 or 111. I don't know. I love this. Transcript from the Apollo 11 crew. And I will read. Oh, who did it? Who did what? What? Who did it? Parentheses, laughter. Where did that come from? Give me a napkin, quick. There's a turd floating through the air.
Yo.
Moving on. I didn't do it. It ain't one of mine. I don't think it's one of mine. Mine was a little more sticky than that one. Throw that away. God almighty.
Now, there are 3 people involved here.
Yes. 3 people arguing over, this is the ultimate who dealt it. And you gotta think, like, this is at a very important time in
First of all, like,
global history.
Are they just pooping naked inside of the...
I don't know how this happens exactly.
Oh, no, you don't have to wear a suit, like, if you're in the
No, if
ship.
you're in the, I forget what it's called.
Capsule.
Capsule, yeah. If you're in there, you can just, you don't need the suit with the helmet and everything. Yeah, I don't know exactly how this
I understand
happens.
that pooping in space is more difficult because gravity doesn't help you out.
Well, everything is more difficult in space, including pooping. Yes.
Floating is easier.
This is true. It's if you want to float, there's no better place than space.
Just saying.
But I don't know. You just like imagine you like, oh, these are the best men we have to offer, and all this technology of multiple countries coming together, and we're gonna do this amazing feat, and it gets interrupted by, someone does a number 2 and it's floating through the air. Which also nightmare scenario for it's like, oh, you're in a small capsule and outside is the black death of space, and inside there's a turd floating around and it might touch you. Like that is like forget Alien. Like that is the scariest space thing that has ever been. Just 3 good dudes like
I mean, they don't sound so terrified of it.
Yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? I don't know at what point into the mission this was. If this was on the way home, someone couldn't hold it.
Day 6.
Does it say that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, day 6. Okay, so that is
Halfway through?
no, that's
Early.
It takes like 3 or 4 days to get there, and they didn't spend like more than a day, so it's on the way back. It's like you couldn't hold it till we got back, or till you were in your suit and it was your problem to deal with.
I mean, they do have a poo system in there.
There's definitely a poo system. There's a way to number 2 on the Apollo 11.
Does it involve vacuums?
Yeah. Well, if you watch one of the many movies where Tom Hanks pees, Apollo 13, you get to see you get to see the procedure for number 1. Tom Hanks pees in all his movies.
Does he?
He pees in The Burbs, The Green Mile. There's a whole subplot about how he pees. Saving Private Ryan, he talks about peeing. Castaway, he pees into the ocean. Forrest Gump, he tells the president he has to pee.
Oh, that's like a fetish thing.
Yeah, the dude's obsessed with it. I think he's powerful enough that he has story control where he can go like, I'll do your movie, but I get to pee in it.
And now I'm thinking of Bosom Buddies.
Road to Perdition? Bosom Buddies ran for like 2 seasons. He must have peed at some point.
Yeah. I'm sure there was a dilemma where he needed to
I
pee,
wonder
but
where
he was in a dress.
Started. Well, that could have been where it started. All right, but yeah, what were we talking about?
Oh, Toy Story, he didn't pee.
I just realized our show just turned into pee and poop discussion. It's what the internet wants. It's what they demand.
Pee.
All right. Well, I guess we can move on. Ooh,
Please.
This is going to be an interesting transition. Submitted to subreddit Pics by Wow Did You See This? Which also makes me regret the title of this show. We should have called it Wow Did You See This?
Okay.
Some cool 90s graphics, like...
The more you know.
Indeed. We could have like an announcer guy. It'd be fun. Almost 100 years later, World War I dead are emerging from Italian glaciers.
Ew.
Oh, ew indeed. Look at this. That is apparently a World War I, we hope, soldier. Well, we don't hope, but I'm hoping it's not a civilian. Who died apparently during World War I and was frozen over. And
Like Captain America style.
Not as successful as Captain America.
Well, right.
And I don't want to get political, but I assume this has something to do with global warming. Like
That's not politics, man.
That's true. It is. It's fact. It's scientific fact. I just didn't want to get into it.
I mean, that's what my first thought was dancing penguins and global warming.
You've been watching Happy Feet again?
I haven't seen it once.
Oh, don't. Watch
I like dancing.
There's I like penguins, but that doesn't mean they make good movies.
Anyway, global warming.
Anyway, global warming is apparently uncovering these 100-year-old World War I soldiers.
What were they doing up there?
I don't know. Also, wouldn't have bet that there was glaciers in Italy.
No, I don't think so. Yeah.
It says Italian glaciers.
Huh.
So, I mean, it's
Yeah,
mountainous
like the
in the north.
Mediterranean, right? Like,
Well, in the north, it's mountainous.
Okay.
God, we're dumb. We're just two dumb guys trying to do an internet show.
yeah. Like frozen soldiers. That's not fun.
It's not fun. It's no poop in a space capsule.
That's at least story fun.
Yeah, everything worked out fine there.
Yeah.
It sounds like they got that.
We hope it worked out fine.
What are you speculating? Like,
I
like
mean-
the moon landing was fake and they never got that turret out of the Apollo 11. All
I
right.
mean, that's science.
Unfortunately, there's just the one picture, so I don't really have much else to go on.
Still
But
ooky.
yeah, it's creepy but it's creepy, but it's also historical, so it's fun.
Yeah.
All right, next story.
Like The Walking Dead.
This guy ain't walking anywhere.
Oh, yeah.
May he rest in peace. All right, let's move on. Submitted to the subreddit. Aw. Indeed. By J. Adams. 123.
Okay.
All right. That's one of the ones I didn't read ahead of time, so I had to do it on the fly. All right.
You read some of them ahead of time.
Yeah, because I suck at reading all of them. Some of them I might as well get better at. Normally, she's waiting for me at the front door. When I got... sorry. So let's do another one. Do another take. Normally, she's waiting for me at the front door when I get home. When that didn't happen, I knew something was wrong. And then this person proceeded to take this picture. Which is a dachshund who decided to go inside the sleeve of a sweatshirt and got caught there. It is odd, but also dachshunds were just bred to be funny looking, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only purpose they serve.
Yeah.
I don't think they hunt. I don't think they're just silly looking. They were like German scientists just developed this little tiny wiener dog.
Yeah.
Just to go, I see, it's so funny. See, it looks like the wiener.
It's a Vienna dog.
This will please the Führer. Sorry, but I'm extrapolating.
Wiener Hund.
Wiener Hund?
Yeah.
Is that how you say dog in German?
Hund? Yeah.
Sounds right to me.
I think Wiener is sausage.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Although, I like how sometimes we say things with total confidence. Like, yeah, for sure, definitely. And then we're just like, are there glaciers in Italy?
Are there?
I have no
I
idea.
still don't know.
I don't know. Put it in the comments. There's glaciers in Italy, and please be nice to us. Don't be mean because we're dumb.
We're just ignorant. Not dumb.
All right, but I thought this was very funny, and I promise that dog will never get caught in a sweatshirt again.
Well, you don't know its life.
Fair enough. All right, I don't want to dog shame, so we'll move on. Move on to another story submitted to subreddit movies by always leave a note. This person has apparently been in some hit and run incidences. Theaters are boycotting Netflix first feature film, which is great for Netflix. So have you heard about this movie, Beasts of No Nation?
I saw it advertised yesterday.
I know I haven't. I was going to watch it in anticipation of this story, but I failed to do so. I've heard it's very, very good.
Yeah?
And it's got Idris Elba in it, and he's good.
He's
in
great.
Everything.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine him being the star of something would not be great. But it says here, director Cary Fukunawa's Beasts of No Nation opened to rave reviews at the Venice and Toronto film festivals, but more than the film's style or premise, it's the business model that's raising eyebrows around Hollywood. The low budget, this movie was made for $6 million.
It's a lot, not a large budget
Right.
for a film.
Let's put that in perspective. The catering on Furious 7 was probably $6 million.
I could see that.
Mallrats was made in 1995 for $6 million. So
That's like 1995 money.
right, exactly. Yeah, that's 20-year-old money. But the film was mostly skipping theaters altogether and will instead stream directly to Netflix subscribers. When Netflix offered to buy Beasts of No Nation for double its budget and promoted heavily, the offer was hard to refuse. Now broadcasting to 65 million users worldwide, Netflix has spooked the movie industry, especially the theater chains. AMC, Regal, and Cinemark are all boycotting the film. But now Beasts of No Nation will simply skip the theaters and stream on Netflix, and the more buzz the film gets, be it from boycotts, the more it will help Netflix.
Yeah, it seems like a lose situation for any of the movie theaters.
Right, and I
It's
guess the reason they're interested in putting it in theaters at all is so they can get award consideration. Because you have to play on like so many screens for so long or
Sure.
whatever. But yeah, I guess the film industry or the movie theater industry is super scared of Netflix, just like they were of VCRs in the 80s and TV in the 50s. It's always been like, this is the thing that will kill the movie theater. And I hope this one does it this time.
I feel like the thing that has killed the movie theater is just the movie theater being.
Unfortunately,
I love a great movie theater.
For sure.
Like a movie theater buff, but like most of them are just crap.
Right. And also the worst part about movie theaters is something they can't really control, which is other people. Other people are the worst part about going to the movies. So unless you're going to buy out a whole screen for yourself.
No, I choose my theaters carefully.
Right.
But...
Some are better than others. Some are better about keep it quiet. Don't talk on your cell phone, but sometimes it's unavoidable and annoying. But we can get into a lot of things that are failures of the movie. But let's not curse movie theaters when we can, talk about what is a great movie. I
guess I should see this thing.
You want to do homework for next weekend? We'll watch Beast of No Nation?
I don't know if I'll remember.
What do you... Oh, well, that cough syrup you drank earlier. Yeah. That's right. All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay, last story?
Sure.
All right. It's about that time. All right. This is not so much a story as it represents a much larger issue I wanted to bring up.
All right.
So, this is called... Oh, sorry. I was submitted to the subreddit Facepalm. Another thing I don't think we've talked about. By Curtis Harrington, 1988. He is 1 year older than Taylor Swift. Her last...
Is that why she named her album that?
Yeah. Okay. You don't think she was just a big fan of, like, the 89 Batman and, like...
Maybe.
All right. Her last meal request is spine-chilling. Capital letters. All right. So... This is a post from Facebook from something called BrainJet. So it says, death row requests are sure to give you the creeps. Eileen Warno's last meal request will send chills down your spine. And then it scrolls down to what she requested. And it says she declined a special meal, but had a hamburger and other snack food from the prison's canteen. Spine chilled. So really... That obviously not very interesting. But what I wanted to bring up was people need to stop with the clickbait thing. Like on this show, we give you a headline. We go into it and like that's the whole point of the show is we curate content and bring it to you and comment on it and contribute. We don't just put a title on something that sends you to a slideshow. Which is a whole...
This is going to blow your mind.
This is going to blow your mind because we said so.
And also you'll have to click 12 times so we get more clicks.
I should just be interested in something. I shouldn't, like, be fooled into, like, am I interested in this? I don't know. Better click through a slideshow that
19 of these 21 photos are of zero interest.
I hate them so much. Although I do...
Occasionally there's a good bikini shot.
Well, there's... But also... You can see bikinis on the internet.
But why are you looking for bikinis specifically?
You brought up bikinis. I didn't bring up bikinis. You did.
I don't know.
All right. Well, anyway, that's what I wanted to just bring up.
Stop clickbaiting us.
Stop with the clickbait. Although I think we're going to call this episode clickbait.
What's that?
I think we're going to call this episode clickbait just to see what happens.
Sure.
We'll see if it's that simple. If you can just call a story clickbait.
Your mind will be blown. It blew my mind.
We probably should have said that at the top of the show.
I didn't know what I would say at the end of the episode, but it blew my mind. That's literally what I said at the end of the episode.
Oh, it's just gotten too meta. We need to shut this down before we cause a paradox or something. So that's it for us. Thank you so much for watching. I'm not going to tell them. I usually do the list of things.
No, I mean they should comment.
All right,
we'll send us letters.
Well, no, we'll just do the one. We'll just say, put a comment in the video. Write something, hopefully nice. Or at least...
We should say this at the top of the show.
What?
Put comments.
We should say it throughout the show. They should just be commenting. But usually I barrage them with, like it and...
I feel like we've said more about one comment than we usually
Well,
say
I want to drive the point home. I want to comment. I want to interact with you lovely people. With the internet in between us. I mean, we can maybe get to know each other, but I've spoken for too long.
He's pretty easy.
What?
I didn't say.
Are you calling me a slut on camera? What just happened?
I just said easy.
All right. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tyler Slayton.
I'm Neil Figuracion.
We will see you next time on the front page.